We are just 2 weeks away from the 2024 Money in the Bank pay-per-view in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And the question right now on everybody's mind going into that pay-per-view is who should be the winners of the Money in the Bank ladder matches. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I'm here to discuss right now. These will be my early picks for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. I may do a video later on for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, but today I'm going to discuss a few names, a few people that are most likely going to win the men's ladder match. In my opinion, since we are some ways away still, there are still some unknown competitors in this match. We have confirmed competitors like Jey Uso and Carmelo Hayes, but the rest of the field is still very up in the air. So with that said, let's decide or predict who will win the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Before we get into it, please do your boy a huge favor by hitting that like button, subscribing to my channel, sharing the video any way you can, and commenting down below what you guys think of the video and your predictions on who's going to win the men's 2024 Money in the Bank ladder match. Now let's get into it. Let's first talk about the confirmed competitors in the match already, starting with main event Jey Uso. He is definitely a favorite to win this match. I would say out of the competitors that I predict later in this video, he may be in the top 3 most likely to win it, just strictly off of the star power and the momentum that he has going into this match. Except there's just one thing that's on my mind that's stopping me from fully believing that he's actually going to ever win, or maybe not ever, but anytime soon become a world champion. And that is, one, the storyline with the bloodline that I think that Jey Uso will soon become a part of. I don't think Jey Uso needs to be Mr. Money in the Bank or even a world champion in the year 2024, because his inevitable involvement in the bloodline storyline is going to keep him hot enough and have his character be interesting enough week by week where he doesn't even need a world championship to be still a favorite with the fans and keep his momentum going. And on the flip side, I don't think that Cody Rhodes is going to lose that WWE championship anytime soon, especially to being cashed in by Jey Uso. And on the Raw side, the World Heavyweight Championship scene looks to be pretty occupied, with Gunther having his World Heavyweight Championship match at SummerSlam. We have the returning Seth Rollins, who definitely might want his World Championship back sometime soon. Well, actually, he's fighting Damian Priest at Money in the Bank for that title. And then we have the whole mess with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. So the World Heavyweight Championship scene for maybe a whole next year, I just don't see Jey Uso fitting in to those plans anytime soon. But if Jey Uso were to win the Money in the Bank ladder match, I could see him doing the same night cash in on Damian Priest, winning that World Championship, so that the SummerSlam match could be Gunther versus Jey Uso, and Jey would be a transitional champion because Gunther will definitely slaughter Jey Uso. The other already confirmed competitor in this match is now Carmelo Hayes, who actually pinned Randy Orton to get this opportunity. So that means that big plans are definitely in the works for the young up-and-comer Carmelo Hayes. And there is no doubt that he is the future of the WWE. Within the next 5 to 7 years, he is going to definitely be a WrestleMania headliner. But the thing is, that time for a World Championship run, it's not right now. Now, obviously, if he were to win, he would still be eligible to cash in on a mid-card championship, which we've seen before, so it's not too out of the books. It's not too crazy of an idea. But because there are just so many potential better options out there, Carmelo Hayes winning the 2024 Money in the Bank ladder match just does not seem to be in the works, just too soon. But next year, definitely a great possibility. And how could I forget, there's actually a third person that's already confirmed for this match, and that is the recently returned Andrade. To be honest, he's great, and I want the best for Andrade because we've seen that him in NXT, he's definitely worthy of being a world champion. His character can be interesting enough to hold a world championship for an extended period of time. He's definitely talented enough in the ring. He has all of the makings of a champion, but WWE is all about storylines and momentum, and right now, Andrade has neither of those things going on for him, which is why I say that he has no real chance at winning the 2024 men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Just for clarification, I'm recording this audio before Monday Night Raw takes place, and on the most recent episode of Raw, there was, at this point, a qualifying match for Money in the Bank between Braun Strowman, Chad Gable, and Bronson Reed, in which by this point, you guys already know who won, but since I'm pretty much in the past, I'm going to guess what would happen for each individual, starting with Bronson Reed. He has 0% chance to win Money in the Bank, so I'm going to assume that he does not or did not win this match. And between Chad and Braun, for Chad, he has a good chance at winning the whole thing, I believe, but since he's in the storyline with the Alpha Academy, I'm gonna say that maybe they're gonna focus more on that at Money in the Bank, or maybe he just will be in it and they'll just focus on that at SummerSlam. But either way, I think Chad has an excellent chance at winning the Money in the Bank ladder match, especially because he's been part of one of the most interesting storylines going on in the entire WWE right now. His heel run so far has been absolutely perfect, so maybe they will carry that momentum into letting him win the Money in the Bank ladder match. And for Braun Strowman, I don't see him winning this match at all, but if he is the winner of the triple threat match, then he could just be in the ladder match just to be that big man for the spots, but that's about it. He's not winning. The other qualifying match will take place on Friday Night SmackDown between LA Knight, Santos Escobar, and Logan Paul. I'm just going to skip right into it and say that the winner of that qualifying match will be
Santos Escobar,
because I don't think that LA Knight and Logan Paul are going to be focused enough to win that match, and Santos will take advantage of them to doing whatever they're going to do, and Santos will move on to the Money in the Bank match that he is absolutely not going to win. But maybe it is possible that either LA Knight or Logan Paul does win the qualifying match, but neither of them are going to actually win the Money in the Bank ladder match, because if either of those two men make it into the match, then the other one will just cost them the match anyway, so yeah. And now for some fantasy booking, because as far as I know, they haven't announced any other qualifying matches for Money in the Bank for the men's. So with that said, I'm going to predict that maybe a couple more competitors that could make it into this match would be one, Braun Breaker. I could easily see him and Adam Pearce having another scuffle backstage where Braun demands that he's entered into the Money in the Bank ladder match. Or maybe he will put in a qualifying match next week on Raw where he will absolutely win that match. But then when it comes to the actual ladder match, he's in the same boat as Carmelo Hayes, that I say, yes, he is the future of the WWE without a doubt. He's a future WrestleMania main eventer and all these great things, but the time for Braun Breaker is not now. But if he were to win, I would actually be for it, because although he is pretty much brand new to the main roster, he's exciting enough to be a Mr. Money in the Bank. He could be a serious threat to either Cody Rhodes or whoever is the World Heavyweight Champion over the course of the next year, so Braun Breaker is actually a pretty good choice. But as of right now, he's not in the match, so let's move on to the next one. The last person I could see entered in this match is somebody who already had a qualifying match to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, but he lost the qualifying match to Jey Uso. But every year it seems that they always do a last second qualifiers, battle royal or triple threat match or something to get somebody else into the match, and I could easily see Finn Balor making his way into the Money in the Bank ladder match at the last second. And if he is in this match, he would actually be my #1 favorite to win it, because the storyline of the Judgment Day will become a million times better if the threat of Finn Balor is there in the background lingering while Damian Priest is still the World Heavyweight Champion. It has even been teased over the last couple of weeks that Finn Balor would cash in on Priest if he were to be Mr. Money in the Bank. So maybe we could see Finn Balor win Money in the Bank and cash in on Priest at SummerSlam during his match against Gunther. However they do it, Finn Balor would be my #1 favorite person to win this year's men's Money in the Bank ladder match if he were to find his way in it. And those are my predictions. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Who do you think is going to be Mr. Money in the Bank 2024? And as always, guys, do your boy a favor. Please hit that like button and comment down below your thoughts and opinions, as it helps my channel grow and helps my video get found in the algorithm. Also, hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more WWE, AEW, or whatever wrestling related content. And with that said, you guys stay smooth.